what I'm really I've been exploring is the effortlessness of it. Like almost like there's this beingness that's here, because in my system it still looks like there's the beingness, and then there are parts of the personality that keep popping up, parts that, you know, I need, and reaching out and trying to get preferred states and things like that. And what I'm finding is if there's enough, if I don't put my hands on it, if I just don't do that, that this beingness, the fullness of the beingness will like naturally meet that which arises when this kind of spiritual achiever comes out, or a critic comes out, that it can just be effortlessly met by qualities that kind of give the part that's seeking what it's looking for, gives it fullness, gives it love, gives it these things. And I guess that's my first thing I wanted to just run by you. What is your, does it happen that way in your, what are your thoughts on that? Because that's what I'm exploring right now.
So there's the beingness, recognition I am, which is beyond the conceptual self, beyond the story of me and my life. And then there's phenomena arising out of this beingness. Now, some of this phenomena is an expression of the unconsciousness that is still here in our system, unconscious behaviors, unconscious beliefs, unconscious patterns. And some of the expression is an expression of our true, authentic, unique personality. So we start to become discerning of what is expressing as we are resting in beingness as beingness. And we're able to consciously witness either an unconscious expression, and if it's consciously witnessed, then it moves into our conscious awareness, which is wonderful. And we can see, oh, look, there's a part that's seeking external validation.
Yes.
And as we observe that, then we see what's underlying that. That expression which is seeking external validation is a compensatory behavior for an underlying feeling of lack of worth. And that comes into our conscious awareness. And from this spacious awareness, there's a recognition that who is this I that seeks recognition and worth? It's just a story. So the need for the seeking of the recognition and worth falls away. And often it's accompanied by a contraction, an energy that's held in the body. So then our attention meets the contraction with these qualities of fullness, with gentleness, with unconditional love, with softness. And the contraction begins to melt into and merge with this invisible field of higher consciousness. The darkness turns into the light. It's a process of transmutation. And the more that we become consciously aware of the patterns and the beliefs that are conditioned and they fall away, the more space there is for our natural, authentic, true expression to shine through. So we become more of ourselves.
Yes. That's kind of exactly what's going on. That is exactly what seems to be going on here. And then there's an aspect of, because it all gets to be met in this, with this beingness, with this spacious awareness here, about that which is kind of inauthentic, use the word inauthentic, like looking for recognition, and then it's met there. and then there's a sense that the little tension that's arising in this is that it's like maybe it's the mind that's like, oh, so we're just going to, there's nothing to kind of get, do, achieve. It's having there's some resistance that comes out, because right now it looks so much like just kind of sitting and being here and having everything be met. And perhaps there's not, the discernment hasn't gotten so clear as far as the kind of authentic movement or expression of this versus the inauthentic. It's almost all being met almost as if it's inauthentic and just being met by the spaciousness. And it's just weird because we can't find any kind of authentic movement to go out and like do something, to be with friends or any of those things, because we find that there's so much of that is just caught up in the sense of wanting, that the inauthentic part is connected with so much of the movement and activity. And I guess that's kind of the edge that we're dealing with right now. And I'm not sure if I have a question with that. It's just an awkwardness that we feel and that's being felt here. Attention.
Okay. So it's a wonderful place for us to explore this and to give your system opportunity now to explore in this moment how it feels to be totally natural and authentic. So right now, I'm not trying to impress you. You're not trying to impress me. I'm not trying to be interesting or funny, and neither are you. And we just sit here in beingness together.
Yes.
And just notice how it feels in your body to not have to be any certain way.
Peaceful, open, connected, expansive, present, now.
Now just sit for a few moments with this feeling. So we're just enjoying it. There's nothing to do or fix or heal. Just observing the inner energy field. And become aware of all the thoughts. And just notice if the thoughts that arise are coming from this conditioned behavior, conditioned beliefs, or if they're authentic. And the way to discern, usually the authentic thoughts are thoughts of appreciation, gratitude, like a thought like, oh, what a beautiful bird, or it's so nice to be here, or am I present right now?
So the authentic thoughts feel like they're arising out of these qualities of spacious awareness, of connectedness and love and stillness.
Well, everything arises out of that. But they embody, these thoughts embody the qualities of the beingness. Yes.
Okay, that's beautiful. Okay.
And so when you see the thoughts that feel like they're arising from an unconscious movement, the mind,
yes.
then you don't need to speak them. You don't need to act them out.
Okay. So, thank you. This is brand new. This is brand new for me, this discernment that you described, and I can track what you described. I think I can track it. It's so helpful.
Wonderful. Great. Thank you, Sid.
Thank you.
So it's a wonderful practice to give space and just be, and just watch the movements that are arising to express, either through action or through words or thoughts. Well, the thoughts usually come before the words, if you're conscious enough to catch the thoughts before they turn into words. And inquire, where is this movement born from? Is this really true for me? Is it really true to eat this cookie right now? Or am I avoiding something? Is it really true to tell this group of people at the dinner table how successful I've been with my business? Or is there a wanting to impress them? You might find that you become much quieter, that you're more in silence. Many times conversations are oriented around the mind and its opinion. So one person speaks, yes, I know this, I've studied this, I think this about this is how it is. And if you don't agree with what they're saying, just notice this movement will rise up. I need to tell them they're wrong. I need to show them that I know what's right. Now that need to tell them they're wrong or show everybody that I know what's right is born from the ego. So if you can see that, just stay quiet. And so we're not acting out these unconscious compulsions to tell everybody my opinion, to tell everybody how successful I am, to get recognition, to get seen. And your friend tells you, oh, I went fishing at the lake the other day and I caught a fish this big, it was amazing. And then you want to tell them, well, I went last week and I caught a fish this big. No, just keep quiet. Oh, that's wonderful.